This is Shibuya Station on the Tokyo Toyoko Line and the Tokyo Metro Fukutoshin Line. These two lines switch after this station. 6 different companies' rolling stocks are in use along these lines: Tokyo, Tokyo Metro, Seibu, Tobu, Sotetsu, and Yokohama Minato Mirai Railway Company. These companies connect their routes or lines and share rolling stock, which is called through service. Now, let's examine these trains a little more closely to see where they originate and where they are headed. Trains running along the Tokyo Toyoko Line either enter the Sotetsu Line from Shin Yokohama Station or enter the Minatomirai Line from Yokohama Station. Trains running along the Tokyo Metro Fukutoshin Line either enter the Tobu Line at Wakoshi Station or enter the Seibu Line at Kotake Mukaihara Station. The longest route is from Ebina, Kanagawa Prefecture, on the Sotetsu Line to Shinrin Koen Station, Saitama Prefecture, on the Tobu Line, with a total length of 103.7 kilometers. This route passes through 4 companies' lines, including the Tokyo Metro Line, and goes via Shin Yokohama, Shibuya, Shinjuku, and Ikebukuro stations. Therefore, it is possible to reach major cities such as Shinjuku, Shibuya, Ikebukuro, and Yokohama from suburban areas without the need to change trains. In addition to this example, in Tokyo, there are numerous through services where several companies form interconnected train lines, such as the combination of a subway and several private railway companies, on which trains from their own companies operate. When did these interconnected lines from multiple competing companies arise? What are the benefits to each company? The history of through service by several companies dates back to around 1950, shortly after World War II. At that time, many private railway companies that laid railway tracks in Tokyo attempted to extend their lines into the center of Tokyo. However, Tokyo City at that time limited track laying within the Yamanote Line to national railways, public subways, and streetcars. Therefore, private companies decided to connect their lines to the public subway, enabling passengers to reach central Tokyo, specifically within the Yamanote Line. That is how their trains were able to traverse central Tokyo via the subway. Today, national railways and most of the public subways have been privatized, and the public streetcars, except one, have been abolished. At border stations between 2 companies, drivers and conductors are replaced. For example, when a line changes from Company X to Company Y at this station, crews change from Company X to Company Y. Of course, Company Y crews operate a Company X train along the Y line. You are charged for both companies. For example, if you ride across Company X and Company Y lines, you must pay the fares for the 2 companies. If you have an IC card such as Suica or Passmo, you can touch it to the automatic ticket gate. Hence, a troublesome procedure is not required to ride a train. There are 2 advantages to through service between several companies. The first is that it is possible for passengers to reach their desired destinations without the labor of changing to another line, such as going up and down stairs and passing through ticket gates. This will also benefit the railroad company as it will lead to an increase in passengers. For example, the Sotetsu line used to operate only within Kanagawa Prefecture, but now passengers can go to central Tokyo areas such as Shinjuku and Shibuya even via other companies' lines, which may encourage people who work in these cities to choose a place along the Sotetsu line as their new residence. The second is that the number of train cars of their own companies can be reduced by using those of other companies. As a result, you can reduce the cost of manufacturing and maintaining their cars. On the other hand, there are 2 disadvantages. First, there is a burden on the crew. Because they need to manage other companies' rolling stock along with their own, there is more to learn. Second, a company can be involved in an accident that occurs on another company's line. Of course, it can affect your company's line. If an accident occurs on another company's line and trains are stopped, they will not be able to enter your company's line, and the train departure schedule will be greatly disrupted. In that case, you may try to minimize the damage by cutting off through service to the other company's line where the accident occurred. It will be inevitable that the number of scheduled trains will decrease. It may lead to frustrating your customers and creating a situation where the number of passengers on your company's line decreases. As a result, sales will naturally decline. 12 private railway companies are competing with each other in Tokyo. Almost all of them make the most of mutual through service with others, which leads to a form of coexistence and co-prosperity. This system is the reason why so many companies can survive in a small area. Thanks for watching.